Hi everyone, welcome back to Tech. Today we are going to create a responsive navigation bar. All we just have to do is easy. I'll create a folder and I'll name the folder navigation bar. Then I'm going to use VS Code. You can use any other text editor. Then I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to create another new file because we are using HTML and CSS in this tutorial. And our first file, I'm going to save it as HTML file. We are going straight to desktop. Then we're going to open the file, the folder we created, which is navigation bar. Then we save it as index. Then the type should be HTML. Save. Then we come to the other file and save it as a CSS file, which is style. Then here we save it as a CSS file, CSS. So we go straight to our HTML file, type exclamation sign, then tab. Then our title here, we're going to name it navigation bar. Navigation bar. Then let's start to include our codes. So all we just have to do to create a responsive navigation bar is so very easy. We are going to use a div tag. We have to write div dot container. Inside this div tag, we have a class called container, and everything should be inside this container. So we have to add another div again and call it nav bar. So we have to add our a tag. That's a tag. Then inside our a tag, let's close our a tag. Then inside our a tag we'll type home. Enter. Then we'll create another div again. Then inside this div now, we are going to name the class first, like subnav. Then inside the subnav, we're going to create a button. Then inside the button, we're going to place about us. Then let's take the class of the button, give it a class. The class should be drop down button, that is BTN. Drop down button. Let's come down again and create a div, and the class of this div should be drop down contents. Drop down contents. So all our contents should be included here. So we are going to use our a tag, content here should be like, let's say line 1. Let's copy it. Through 3, 4. Can save it. Let's save. So let's go straight to our folder. Open our folder, index file. Right click on index file. Let's preview in Google Chrome. So we've included our home about us, which is a button you can click, and then the content. So all we have to do, let me split this page that you can see well. So let's go straight to our CSS file and link our CSS file. I'm going to link our CSS file here. Should be linked inside the head. Link rel, style sheet. The type should be text/css. Then the hypertext ref should be the name we use in saving our CSS file, which is style.css. Then we'll close. So we've succeeded in linking our CSS file in our HTML file. So let's start to include some stuff in our navigation bar. So what we have to do first, we go straight to our CSS file that we've linked. Then the first thing we created here, the first class is container, second class is navbar, the third class is subnav, and the drop down button, then the drop down content. These are the things we are going to target in our HTML file, and even the A tag. So then, because it's a class, we type dot container, then add a curly braces, enter. So in this container first, we need to specify the height of the container, then the background of the container, if you feel like. So let me just add a background. Let me just add a background color to our container, like background color to my container to be like dead blue. Then let me specify the height. The height to be like the height to be 50 pixels. Let's save. So let's go back to our HTML file. We've targeted the container. Let's target the navbar. And this navbar here, you can see the A tag here. And this A element, as you can see, we are going to target this A element with our class. So we have to do now, we have to come here, enter. Our class is navbar, and A is the anchor to home. All we just have to do, let's just add some font size. The font size, let's take 18 pixels. Let's refresh and see. Let's font weight to be bolder. Then let's refresh and see to the border. Let's float it to left. Let's float it to left. Let's add a color, like a white color. Let's add text align. Let the alignment be in center. Let's refresh and see. Let's add some padding to it, like padding 14 pixels. 14 pixels. Refresh. Padding 14 pixels. Then text decoration none. Refresh. Justify content, say space between, you can say space around or space between. Then border, a border 1 pixels, border 1 pixels. Then border radius, let's say 5 pixels as border radius. Let's go ahead, border radius 5 pixels. Let's add a background to it, like a background color to be blue, like blue. Let's see, refresh. Wow, as you can see, blue. So let's go back to our HTML file, and the next thing we need to target here is this subnav here, then the button. So let's target the subnav first. Go down, type dot subnav. Let's go back and confirm the class subnav together. Subnav, and add your curly braces. And these are subnav. They are going to float. Subnav are going to float it left, then overflow heading. Then we'll go back to our HTML file. Then let's target our button. Then go back to CSS file. We're going to target our button, and we're going to pick our class. The class here is, we are going to pick our class, which is drop down btn. We are going to use. So let's just come here and copy it to make it easy. Copy it, dot, paste, add your curly braces, enter. So let's target our drop down btn. Let's add a margin to it. Margin left 2 pixels. Let's use 2 pixels. Margin left 2 pixels. Then add like font size 18 pixels. Let's save and let's refresh it and see. Then let's add font weight to it, like font weight bold, font weight bolder, font weight bolder to make it more bold. Let's add some padding of about 14 pixels. Let's reduce it, padding of 14 pixels. Let's come down, let me make it like 13 pixels. 13 pixels, let's see. 13 pixels, padding. Then let's add border to each, like the way we did the other time, like border 1 pixel, then border radius like 5 pixel, like 5 pixel. So let's change our padding to be 14 so that everything will be the same. Then let's go ahead, after adding our border radius to it, let's add our color. Let's use white to be our color. To be white color. Let's add our background color. Our background color should be blue. Then let's justify content, say like space between space, you can take space around the space between. Let's scroll down, see, enter. Let's go back to our HTML file. The next thing we are going to target is this drop down content. We are going to target a drop down content, which is everything here. We are going to target. So we'll go back to our CSS file. Then before we go back, let's just copy the class and go back to our CSS file then paste it here, add your curly braces, enter. So we're going to add some like features like display none, refresh, display none. Then the position should be absolute. Then background color, our background color should be, let's take blue to be our background color, blue. Then mean weight, our mean weight should be like 110 pixel, 110 pixel as our mean weight. Then box shadow to be 0 pixel, 8 pixel, 16 pixel, 8 pixel, 16 pixel, 0 pixel, RGB A in bracket 0, 0, 0. Then comma 0.2. Let's save it. Then let's include our setting this as 1. Let's save, let's refresh. As you can see, and navigation bar are home, and the about is not responding. It's not responding yet, because we have to make it so that we can be able to see all the content in this drop down content, like line 1, line 2, line 3. So let's go back to our CSS file and target our drop down content, then target our A tag. So we are going to copy everything here, copy it, this class, paste it here, then in front of it, A, which is the anchor tag, the A, which is all the A tags here. So all we are going to do now, we are going to float them. Let's float them. Float none. Float none. Let's refresh and see. Float none. Let's add color to it. Color, like color white. Then padding 12 pixels. 12 pixels. Padding 12 pixel. Let's refresh. It's not working yet. 12 pixels. Then let's add text decoration. Text decoration none. Text decoration none. Display block display block. Then text align line, let's align it left. Save. Let's align it left. Let's go back to our HTML file and let's target our navbar so that we can over on it. At the same time, we can target on our button too, that is this home and this what about button. So let's go back and add our hover to hit. So our navbar here is navbar. We're going to use navbar, and the other class we are going to use is drop down btn, to drop down btn, navbar and drop down btn. So let's go ahead and target boot. So I'm going to type .navbar a, then semicolon, column, then type over, comma, dot, drop down btn, which is the button, over, they add our curly braces inside. So the background color we are going to set is red. Let's use our background color as red. Let's scroll down and see. Let's refresh and see. So you can see some moving my mouse is changing color, changing to red. So let's target our drop down content. Let's make it over to like over. These are drop down contents. Let's over it too. So all we just have to do, we have to copy our drop down content, the class, so dot drop down content, then the A tag, then curly braces, before curly braces, column, then over. Then inside our curly braces, We are going to give it a background color. Let's add a background color of light blue. Let's save and refresh. Let's save and refresh. Then we are still going back to our drop down content. Then we are still going to target the A tag too, which we've done here. So let's first of all target, over our drop down contents first before we over the A tag. So let's refresh and see. So let's copy everything here, paste down. All you just have to do here is easy. Then you add comma, add A here. Let me change here to red. Just change it to red. Let's refresh and see. It has not displayed yet. Our contents have not displayed yet. Let's scroll down and see if there's something we need to target. Let's go and target our nav bar and target our drop down contents together to see if it will display the text you are seeing around this place. So let's go back and target our subnav over. Let's over it, then let's target our drop down content, our drop down content, then add our curly braces, then inside our curly braces type display. Inside display we include block. Let's save it and let's refresh it in our web page. So when we click home, it changes to red, over to red, as you can see the content. So let's add some, let's just save it and let's go back to our HTML file and let's just copy this div, everything that is here, this div, everything that is in this div. Let's copy it, everything that is in this div. Let's copy it, and let's paste it here. Let's paste it here, and let me open it so they can be able to see very well. Pasted it. Let's change this about to like services, like services. Change. Let's come back to our web page and refresh it. Services, as you can see, you can add more features to it if you feel like adding by just copying and paste. Come here to again, come here to the let's paste another one at the bottom and name here, like you can name it anything, like maybe information or anything you feel like naming it. Let's just say like come here as like info. Let's say information. Let's say information. You see it drop down to you can see the info is too big. It's too big for this content, as this one tally, this other one tally. So you can choose to include anything you feel like including there, as long as you've succeeded in creating the first subnav content. So let me just say like info to target it as info. Let's refresh and see info. As you can see, info. I can still come back to VS Code and I can still change to like license, like sorry, so like license, like license, come refresh and see, come license to. Hi, hello everyone. We've come to the end of our today's tutorial. I believe you enjoyed the video. This is how you can create your navigation bar. You can hover, you can see the drop down content. They are all functioning just like that. Maybe in our next video, I'll say in our next video, I'm going to teach you how you can hover, you can navigate from one page to another page. Thank you for watching. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.